Something absolutely insane was just revealed in Black Clover Chapter 338. It turns out that Yami has a younger sister that might actually be stronger than himself, and there was also a new mysterious magic revealed, which we are going to get into later. The chapter starts off with Asta getting a clear view of the land of the rising sun. Asta then looks back at Ryuu, and then Ryuu assures Asta that Lucis Agratis isn't coming anytime soon. Which I am sure with the help of his mysterious eye, he was able to see that in the future. But another question is, how far exactly can he see into the future? But anyways, Asta then asks Ryuu, what is he? Because to Asta, this is obviously a foreign land, and he also has no idea what a shogun is. Ryuu then breaks it down in simpler terms, basically saying that I am the wizard king of this kingdom. Asta was just in awe by that statement, and also more so the fact that Ryuu didn't seem that strong. I am assuming Asta tried to read his ki and it appeared to be weak, but I am also assuming that Ryuu is a person that can also mask his ki, kind of like in Dragon Ball where they can suppress their powers. Then he even admitted himself that he isn't that strong, which Asta is confused because how could you be the equivalent to the Wizard King and not be strong? But then a girl that looks very similar to Yami speaks and is disgusted the way Asta speaks towards the Shogun. Asta was then able to sense her ki, and it was formidable enough for Asta to know not to go near her, and he also sensed her ki to be pretty familiar. Ryuu then tells Asta to go sightseeing to rest his mind. Asta has finally got to the ground and he is taken by awe. He hears the foreign music. He is entranced into the lovely atmosphere. In fact, Ryuu asked him, what you think about this? A town in the land of the sun. Asta excitedly says, whoa, I never seen this kind of stuff in the Clover Kingdom. We lay our eyes on what appears to be a new form of magic, something unbeknownst to the four kingdoms. Asta is confused as he spots this. He hears people being amazed by some type of flame magic that's taken the form of a phoenix. But he wonders how they can use magic without a grimoire. Ryuu elaborates in detail that in the land of sun, everybody uses scrolls to perform sorcery, and that what you folks call magic and magic power, we call it sorcery and sorcery power. But also guys, something really interesting caught my eye. It seems like the land of the rising sun has had at least some contact with the Clover Kingdom, because Asta was able to spot food grown native to his village. Now I don't like to say the name because I'm a butcher, but Nomotados, I guess that's how you spell it, which is also native to Hodge village. So I am not sure like if I'm super reaching, but that's a good reference that could also be some foreshadowing. Asta then sees a woman and has a short flashback about Sister Lily. In this next panel, Ryuu did something very strange. Ryuu spotted some people and then moved them to another location. But what's crazy is, in that same moment, bandits came after. I really can't tell if he was using his eye or his ki. Senses is really that good because he noticed them before Asta did. Now, is this some type of observation haki or something? Honestly, I don't know, but it seems very similar to that, or he just have very good intuition skills. Asta himself realized that he didn't save those people by accident. He did it on purpose. Ryuu also said he has no magic power, and he's basically just like Asta. It could very well be the reason why Yami took in Asta, because he knew a friend that was in that same situation. And Ryuu probably made a promise that he would become the Shogun, kind of like Asta saying he was going to be the next Wizard King. Ryuu could be used as someone Asta can look up to. He's like Julius, but even better because he can resonate with Asta's situation more. I also imagine with his eye, he probably is able to predict people's movements, so it can also help him in combat. Not to mention, I guarantee you he probably has some type of godly ki. Then out of nowhere, Ichika appears. At first, the bandits underestimated her, referring to her as a slender girl and to keep them company. Then Ichika menacingly said, "Do not touch me, you creatures." Then unleashes what appears to be a new form of ki that was able to attack multiple opponents at once. It appears it was very powerful since she sent all of them flying into the wall, knocking them all unconscious. Asta was like very confused as to what that was, because for a moment it felt as though her ki swelled up tenfold, and then Asta was able to see that darkness. It was also revealed she was one of 7 ryuzen, which I am assuming that is equivalent of a magic knight captain. Referring back to that darkness, I'm assuming it is very similar to Yami, so it seems like she's not like, she also has magic too. I don't know if this is like a rare thing that's just solely passed on to the Yami clan, but maybe so. The people also refer to her as Yami Dono. Dono basically means lord, or it basically means high level of respect, basically. What this means is that Yami isn't Yami's first name. Yami is more so his family name, which is interesting because I'm assuming, what from I know from Japan is that people mostly call them by their family name rather than their first name, except if they're really close. So I don't know more than Japanese people, so I'm assuming that is correct though, since I googled it and looked into it quite decently. But anyways, Asta starts to piece together that she has to be kin to Yami. Her ki is familiar, and they called her Yami as well, which is in fact true because she was revealed to be Yami's younger sister. Just like her older brother Yami, she also grabbed Asta's head, identically the same way Yami has a habit of doing, which is an interesting parallel. They are similar and also different. Yami is the more laid-back type and Ichika is the more serious type, taking heavy pride in her work, but they still convey certain mannerisms. Now it is time to get into the theories. Anime Balls Deep made a interesting and seemingly correct theory about the Shogun's name, ryuudou, which is translated to the flow of the dragon, and they concluded that he might have some dragon type power because the Hino country is based off Japan, so them having similar mythology can't be far off. But anyways, the sea god ryuzen is very popular in Japan. He is one of the 8 dragon king, and then they said the 7 ryuzen, so I can only consider that in this parallel he is the king and the other 7 is kind of like the equivalent of his subordinates. But it's up to speculation whether the Black Bulls will go there. Now in regards to Ryu's eye, I can only really theorize that maybe he made a contract particularly with Astaroth, but I could be vastly off, but that's the only connection I can make. We shouldn't just trust Ryu just yet, fully because he is a very mysterious person and there has to be a hidden motive as to why he is helping Asta. And even in Japanese mythology, reflecting the fickle nature of the sea, Ryuzen can be either a sinister force or a kindly ruler who helps heroes in distress. So really he can go either way. This is also a pretty decent reach, but I have a theory that Asta's dad is from the land of the rising sun. We all want to know who died just to hit Lithia. Honestly, that is crazy. Putting your life on the line for something like that is crazy. Dude must have been extremely down bad. But anyways, there's a possibility that Asta's dad wasn't really that magic potent. It seems like the land of the rising sun mostly used ki, so it could entirely be possible that Asta's dad is still alive, maybe somewhere in Hino country. This is going to be the end of the video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe.